God damn it! Why did I buy this game? Welcome to the Limit, everybody. My name is Shawn. Thank you for joining me here in my first official episode of Was It Worth It? Today we're going to be taking a look at Banished. What is Banished? Well, it is classified as a city builder. Now, I agree with that too. Mostly, you build a city, but specifically a village. The concept of the game is that you have a certain amount of families that were exiled from their hometown or whatever, and so they have to make do in the wild. And you help them out by using the villagers to produce resources, to build houses, and all that, and just make sure everyone's happy and healthy and can survive. Everyone has food, clothing, so on and so forth. So it's a heavy resource management simulator. Pretty much. So let's go ahead and take a look at the options menu. Because one of the criteria, we have our three criteria if you remember: content, graphics, and replayability. So let's first talk about our graphics. So maybe I should make that first. I don't know. Graphics-wise, it's everything you could want and more for a game of. I mean, it's an indie title. You look at the graphic style; it's very simplistic, but it's pretty good. It's pretty much got it down for what I can tell. Different DirectX 11 or 9, many of your major resolutions, full screen on and off, that's very nice. Anti-aliasing, texture filtering, up to 16 times anisotropic, 8 times MSAA, and your standard high, medium, low, reflections, everything, terrain, so it's pretty nice. Audio has your separate sliders, and I can't complain, I found nothing wrong with it in terms of graphics so far. I haven't really even seen any bug issues. So yeah. So let's go ahead and start up. Let's look at a new game right now. So you can change your town name. There's a generation of a new town name over here. Let's see. What do we want? Sure. Halson Vixto. Because that's a mouthful. I'm going to choose that. You also have map seeds. Certain number coordination. If you've played Minecraft, you probably see this seems very familiar to you. And let's go with that. You have two different types of terrains: valleys and mountains. You have medium, large, and small terrain size. In my playthrough that I have 3 hours in so far, I have yet to fill up even a quarter of the medium map, so just keep that in mind. It's pretty large, but as you keep playing, you're going to be filling it up pretty fast. I mean, I was getting the process of getting up to a quarter, if not half of the map, so it fills up, after you sink, 5-6 hours into a village, you're probably going to fill up the whole map. It's small, definitely. Medium, probably close to the way. Large, well, that's up to you. How you play. Disasters on or off. I have yet to really encounter a disaster. I did encounter a disease, where the disease spread throughout my villagers, so that wasn't exactly pleasant. And then 3 starting conditions: easy, medium, and hard. Just determines how much supplies you have in terms of clothing, food, firewood, building materials, and tools. Easy, you have a whole bunch of seeds and orchards available, as well as livestock, and you begin with 6 families. Remember, people are a resource, and adults are the resources. Children just take up space, but those children become adults and become resources, so it's something you have to manage. Medium just means less stuff, and hard is even less stuff. So I want to start off in a game on hard, and you're probably going to ask me, why? Why would I do that? Because I started on easy, obviously, and I don't want to be a wuss anymore, so I want to play on hard. So let's go ahead and open this up. Nice basic loading intro there, just you look at the texture quality, it's, if you look up close, it's not the greatest. But then again, you're not exactly going to be playing this close up to this any zoomed into any section of the screen very well. And even from this perspective, it looks pretty dang nice, I have to say. Alrighty, so this is what you got. Okay, let's go ahead and just pause this right now. So, welcome to Banished. Alright, so right now we have our villagers here. This is all we got. We got scrolls. You can scroll in with, and wands to even move through the camera. Basic controls. They don't, for some reason, you have these toolbars down here. You know, you can select, houses, roads or bridges. You have storage, markets and trades, town services. So you have like a wells, a hospital, chapels. You have food production. You have resource gathering or production. You have all the way from woodcutters to make firewood, very necessary during winter. Herbalists to keep people from getting sick as often. To taverns, really, you get alcohol from fruits, and I think people are pretty happy after that, right? As well as just basic resource gathering. All right, so here's what we have. Click on as a standard citizen. It's a very interesting name, man. You have your health rated in 5 stars, 5 hearts, happiness in 5 stars. This can go down and back up over time depending on how the status of the village. It gives you an age, the status of everything about that individual, and their inventory. So we go over here. We have our event log, pretty basic stuff there. We have a map. Always nice to have a map sometimes. I think I'll keep the map closed for now. Resource limits. So you can set, if say you only want to get 200 logs at a time, you'll stop producing logs after that. If you're cutting down trees and all that. Let's see, where's the one I'm looking for? Ah, here we are. Professions. So each of your, if you look at this list, you have a large list of professions for each individual. Now it's, there we go. That's it. And so right now I have 8 laborers because I have 8 adults. And pretty much you can't really like scroll click or anyone, and you can't really assign multiple. It's not like an RTS. You can't like click an individual person to do a task. What you can do though is those people who have a certain job will do the task that applies to that job. So say I want to harvest trees in this area right here. Okay. All the laborers, laborers are the ones who do your basic labor tasks. They cut down trees, gather rocks, and stuff like that. So if I were to put the game on now, you see, let's speed it up here. They get their tools, and they get to work. Stop chopping down trees, and so on and so forth. Now what I want to do, one of the first things I want to do, pause it there. It's very nice that you can pause the game. It's quite nice. If I can find it. Oh God. Ah, here we are. Stockpiles. Just a place for people to put stuff, really. It's pretty essential. And as we get more wood, so right here at the top left, we can see our village status. We see what season it is, what part of the season, and what year it is. We have the amount of people in our village, as well as the amount of children, the temperature and the weather. You have our resources as well. So right now we have 100 firewood, we have 1,200 food, we have 12 tools, and 8 amount of clothes, and that's it. All we got. We have no wood, no nothing. We can't even build houses yet. So to build houses, go over here. See, wooden house. So you can push T and R to change the direction, and those arrows in the front, of course, will be front end. So say I want that. Shift click to put multiple houses down. So I'm gonna put 3 houses down. Right click to get rid of, cancel something, so on and so forth. So as you can see, he's starting to get some production going. Talk about content. This is what you see. Content. You have everything available to you from the beginning. The whole philosophy is getting there in the first place to be able to get the resources and be able to produce the building. It doesn't limit you by any sort of skill trees or anything of the sort. See now that we have 3 buildings that we need to build. Well, it tells us now that we need 6 people to start building. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this button here. I'm gonna put 2 starting to build that just to get someone to start it. And I'm also gonna start collecting stone because if you look at houses, down here in the bottom right, it says that a wooden house requires 16 wood and 8 stone. So we need to get some stone in order to start building houses. And all these people need houses, so we need to quickly get it as fast as possible. So yeah, contents. The game is open, pretty big. You know, as you see. Let's just go across the map. You have large bodies of water that you can have these rivers go around. Sometimes you have nomads, or you can set up a trading post. You can set up mines in the mountains, tunnels that go through mountains, so on and so forth. Very fun game in general, in terms of my opinion. And that goes into the third point: replayability. First, so you see how the game starts. It starts off pretty slow. Let's speed this up a bit. Okay. Alright, so yeah, we got our that going. Okay, let's get more people to do some more wood. Let's cut some more trees, as well as collect some stone. And it'll give us a nice area to be able to actually... Okay, so before we continue, what I'm going to do is first I want to build a road. Now and you can turn the camera holding down the middle mouse button. Maybe there's some other options as well, but yeah, you build dirt roads, pretty basic. Then builder, it doesn't really cost much. It doesn't cost anything at all. The builder would just go in and flatten the ground, and there you go. So we need to build one more house, and then we also need to build a woodcutter, because we need to take all this wood that we're gathering and turn it into firewood so that we can actually be warm during the nights and winter, which is going to come very soon. We also are going to need to set up, of course, some source of food production. What can you do that without any seeds? Well, you can build pastures if you're able to buy livestock from merchants. You can do fishing. So say I wanted to go over here, I can start fishing right here, right next to me, very close by. You can set up a hunting cabin and you can equip it with hunters. You can hunt in a certain area. The range is with a circle, as well as gatherings. You can go around and gather stuff from certain areas as well. And pretty much everything is straightforward, you know, and pretty nice. So before we talk about our replayability and a little bit more of the content, I'm going to show you a save file that I have from before. Which is this. This is going to be the latest save file that I have for my newest, my oldest one. I put about 3 hours into this village. As you can see, it's a lot more developed. If you look over here on the left, right now I have about 246 food, but as soon as these farms are collected, trust me, it's going to go up to thousands. I have 2 fishing docks. I have 40 adults, 9 children. Temperature is about 82 right now in the middle of summer. I have my quarry here. This symbol means it's not being worked. It's not even active because, well, I don't have the manpower in order to do it. I have orchards here. These take about a couple of years to produce, but afterwards they constantly produce. The same as, without having to replant. Seeds you have to replant every year, but of course you get more seeds. If you look over here, here's another unit. This is one of your things that gives you more resource generation, like more green, pretty much, if you could call it that. And pretty much you equip it with people that what they do is they go around, they chop down trees and replant them, pretty much. And so it gives you a nice sustainable source of wood, which I currently am low on at the time. I'm currently building a mine here, or a tunnel. Hospital, I don't have any patients, but I don't even have a guy to work it right now. Fisherman hut, so on and so forth. This is a medium map. Let me show you. So this is a medium map. You saw the other one, how small the triangle, the trapezoid was. Well, here this is the medium map size. Still pretty big. Just click around a bit. Jumping around. Am I disorienting you yet? I think so. So yeah, it's content. Content of the game. It's a sandbox. I mean, in terms of building sandbox stuff, yeah, it's cool. In terms of anything besides that, nothing else. So if you're looking for something with a little bit more depth to it, more than just a sandbox game, obviously, it doesn't work. Now for the actual part of this series, was it worth it? This coincides with replayability. Is this game replayable? Well, if you like city builders and all that, well, yeah, for you. For me, I love it. I've soaked 3 hours into the game already, and I'm adoring every minute I've ever played of it. And was it worth it? Of course. I have to say it was worth it. Alright, guys. Nice introduction to this game. I'll probably get a lot better at doing this, but this is Banished. And yes, it was worth it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all later.